Good morning or afternoon. How you doing? Just rounding up the troops, see if anybody's still around. A squadouche kind of Friday. Today you had to be a scalper, that's for sure. Lotto plays are not working today. I mean, we still got 2 hours, but and by the way, don't call it a sell-off. This is not even a sell-off. This is just a pause. We're hanging out. You think if the Qs have now rallied from 288.50, which is where that breakout was from, where I was getting all super bullish. 288.50, 297.50 was pretty amazing. I remember when it got there, I was amazed. Once we broke 297.50, it was the 303. The 303 fell. 303 got us to 308. That was a big moment also. 308, I said, hey, 308 can get us to 320. Break the 320, we got no chance but to go to the highs from August. We got the August highs, we overshot the August highs, and now we're consolidating above the August highs. A 91-cent pullback on a $334 stock that has just rallied 50 points. Yeah, we're never going down, ever. We're never going down, ever. So let's just make sure everybody's around. So I'm hoping I'd like to see 334.06. That's my target price on a pullback. 334.06. But what 334.06 also represents, what it represents is the only price I'm selling the Qs. I'm never shorting the Qs ever again, and I'm never selling the Qs. I'm in. I bought calls. I bought leaps on the Qs. I'm nuts, right? But I'm ready. I don't want the last guy in should be the first guy out. I'm not the last guy in. I've been trading long since December. I'm just saying now, the people that just finally bought into this market tomorrow, you still might be rewarded. There's a chance we could rally another 10% if we don't sell off when they resolve the debt ceiling, when it's already in. You knew we weren't defaulting. It's the same story every time. The market's already baked in another interest rate cut. The market's already baked in the recession. The market's already baked in anything. So it's a black swan now that's going to make the market go down. It could be Godzilla, nuclear attack, China invades Taiwan, nuclear bomb in Russia goes off. They retaliate Ukraine. Nukes start going off in the West. Or is it the East? West. Black swan. Nobody can predict it. That's why it's a black swan. But right now, if you're just staying disciplined, take the short term off the table. If you want to be long this market, go longer dated options, which is what I've been doing. Right? And I'm out of all the Rambus short term. And I blew it. I'm an inept hack. Pathetic. I took a great trade. I capped my gain by selling the $50 call. And my plan was, the June 55s are under $1? Wow, that's amazing. Let me buy one contract at 85 cents. Oh, I could get it. Oh, all right, we're hanging out here. Oh, let me buy another contract. So if you haven't heard, I do know what I'm doing, except I'm a piker bitch, if you don't know what that means. And I affectionately call myself a piker bitch because, hey, look, I'm real about this. I bought one contract at 85 cents. I didn't want to pay over $1. I bought one at 95. And then it went to 115. I was like, oh man, here we go. And then it pulled back. I bought one more contract at $1. And I only got 3 contracts. And then the stock gapped up the next day to 52 and change. I didn't want to pay $1.60. I didn't want to pay $1.85. And then what happened the next day? They went to $5. Now here comes the big but. This ain't about me. It's about the website. This ain't about me. It's about me teaching you why the Rambus has been our favorite trade over the last 3, maybe 6 months now. Teaching you about call spreads and also explaining to you why call spreads are the worst trade you'll ever put on. So if you're strapping in, hi, my name is Kenny Glick. Let me explain why call spreads are the worst trades ever. So we had a stock called Rambus, RMBS, and I thought the stock could go to $60. I didn't know when, but I wanted to be involved. 2 months ago, when it broke over 50, I thought for sure it was going to 55. I bought the April 55s. The stock stalled out. We lost all our money on the April 55s. Bum, 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 wah, loss. But we had the Novembers, and the stock started going up. Yay, we made money on the Novembers. But then the earnings came out, and the stock did exactly what we thought it would do. Sell off a little bit on good earnings and then recover. So we bought the 45, 50 call spread. You guys want to get the whiteboard out? Watch this. So let me show you why call spreads suck. In theory, the call spread, the risk reward is always in your favor. So by definition, it seems like a good trade. So Rambus, RMBS, right, was dipping. Let's say, we'll just give you the roundabout options. The stock was $45, right? $45. And then it dipped. And we liked it. So we went out. Basically, I think it was 5 weeks out. So this would be now May. We did this sometime in the beginning of April. So we said, hey, Rambus, the $45 calls at the time were, I believe we paid $175. All right. So when you buy a call, the $45 call for $175, that means you really, in theory, not in theory, in reality, you own Rambus at 45 plus the 175 equals 46.75. So that's your cost average. Now, the idea is that if you want to own 1,000 shares of Rambus, you got to lay out $45,000. Not everybody has $45,000 to put in one position. But with options, you can buy the $45 call for $1,750 and be in control of 1,000 shares. But you're paying, this is what we call the premium. So the idea of the call spread is that you say, hey, the $50 calls at the time were 55 cents. Whoa. So what we did is that we bought the 45, right? And then we sold the 50. So that's called a 45, 50 call spread. You have the spread. Okay? So now let's do some simple math. You laid out the 175. You took in the 55. 0. 2, 1. So now you've brought your cost average instead of laying out 1,750. Now you're only laying out for 10 contracts. You multiply it by 10. Now you're getting the 10 contracts for $1,200. And the idea is that if the stock goes to 50, right? If the stock goes to 50, your $45 call will be now worth $5. Your $50 call will expire at 0. So you're supposed to keep the 55. So that's how you determine your risk reward. You're laying out $1.20, right? $1.20 is as most you can lose. The stock goes to 50. The 45s you paid $175 for. Again, this is in a perfect world. So 5 minus the 175, right, equals, what does that equal? 3 plus 325. And don't forget the 55 that you get to keep that you sold. So then the grand total is 0, 7, 8, 380. So in this scenario, what you want the stock to do is, the perfect scenario is to close at $50. The 50 call expires worthless. Let's say it closes at $50.01. The $50 call gets exercised. The underneath call in the money gets exercised. So you're selling your 45 to the guy that you sold the $50 call for. You have now risked $1.20 and you've made $3.80. Now, in theory, you're saying, well, what's wrong with that? Well, that's if you can predict the future, right? And completely know that the stock's going to land exactly at 50 on expiration. And I'm here to tell you that nobody on earth can do that. Nobody. Nobody can predict the exact price that a stock will land a month and a half ahead of time. Nobody. And why call spreads suck is that even though it worked and we only risked $1.20 and we made the 380, look where the stock is now. It's at $59. So in theory, not in theory, sorry, let's say you didn't. Let's say you didn't take in the 55 cents and cap your gain because you think you're going to be perfect. And you just said, nah, screw that. I'm not taking in the 55. Let's not do the call spread. Let's just buy the stock because we like it. So the player that didn't cap their gain, right? Your $1,700 now, these $45 calls, right this second, the stock is at $59. Minus 4, 1. So we made $3,800 on the trade, where if you didn't do the call spread, you made $14,000. So even when the call spread works, they stink because they cap your gains. Right? Now, what's even worse? Sometimes, again, when you're buying options, you're buying a disintegrating product and you want them to work as quickly as possible. So what happens is, and I'll get to the NNOX trade and why that backfired too, and why call spreads really, really suck. So now you've left the majority of this amazing trade on the table, and they're calling it away from you at $50. So even though it worked, it kind of didn't work because you left more on the table than you're actually making on the trade, and that stinks. Here's the other scenario why call spreads stink. Let's say you bought the 45.50 call spread and the next day it pops to 50. That $50 call is going to go from 55 cents to probably $3. So you're losing the 250. Sure, you're making 5 points, but once this goes so deep in the money, you don't even get any premium. So these, you'll make the $5, but these are killing you, taking the money away from what you're making on the 45s, and it keeps you in the trade. So let's say Rambus was to pop that next day, and you have the call spread on. You don't want to take the loss on the 50s because it's ruining most of the trade. So then you let it ride. And then the stock goes right back down to 45. And what was at least a profitable trade, because you didn't want to take the loss on the 50 that you sold, the stock goes right back down to where it came from, and you completely lose everything. Call spreads suck. So now that we know that call spreads suck, let me show you what happened with NNOX. Same scenario. NNOX, we love it. The NNOX 1750 calls were $1.25. Woohoo! And for some reason, the 2250s were like 35 cents. Hey, let's take in that 35 cents. Right? Yeah, shit. So now what are we doing? Right? You paid 125. You took in 35 cents. So 0, 12. What do we got here? We got 9. Those are about 12 minus the 3. I don't know, 9, 10, 11, 12. 90. So now our outflow, our out is 90 cents. Stock goes to 0. Right? Stock goes to 0. You're out the 90 cents. But why the call spread suck? Because this fucker, right? The day after we bought it, the stock ripped to 21.50. And we're sitting there and our 1750s are going crazy. Woo! But everybody's piling into the 2250s, and these things went to almost $2. Taking away a huge chunk of what we were making on those 1750s. So what did we do? We said, oh, well, I guess we're going to let it ride. We're going to let it ride. Maybe we get called out at $22.50 and that won't be so bad. We only laid out 90 cents and we're making $4 on the trade. All right, that ain't so bad. But we decided we didn't want to take the loss on the $22.50, so we let it ride. And then the stock went right back down to where it is right now, $18.10. So my options right now, which I still have, my options right now are, I don't know where they are right now, but let's see. Yeah. 55 by 65, right? Now, again, it's not a disaster, but I was up freaking huge. Now, if I wouldn't have sold the 22.50 to take in that measly 35 cents because call spreads suck, right? I would have been in some lovely 1750s at 125, and when the stock went to 21.50, I could have just dumped them at 250 and $3, taken my 100%, 200% profit, and said, have a nice day. But the call spread kept me in the trade because call spreads suck. So even when they work, they don't work because you're leaving money on the table. Even when they work quickly, you don't get out, you're trapped in the trade. Even when they do work, You've left money on the table. Even when they don't work, you're getting a full-blown loss. There's zero reason to ever put on call spreads. Don't let me hear about it again. I don't want to hear it. Either win or lose. So winning or losing. Don't get yourself stuck in a trade. Because when I hear people, I'm stuck in this name, I can't get out. Why? Just press the button, sell it. When you're doing a call spread, you are legitimately stuck in the trade because you don't want to take the loss on the upside call because you're thinking you're getting called out. I'm not going to take a 600% loss. I sold these for 20 cents. They're at $1.10. I'm not getting out. I'm going to wait to see if I get called out. And that is being trapped in the trade because you would have sold, right? So now you're being forced to do something that you shouldn't be doing. Somebody, something else is telling you what to do. Now you're trapped. You're forced to hold it. The last thing you want to be doing is being trapped or forced to do anything. Call spreads stink. All right. So let me talk about what we have been doing. I got out of every call spread except the long dated call spreads. Long dated call spreads. Long dated call spreads. That ain't so bad because you're planning. You don't care if it takes some time because you're planning to hold like NNOX. So what we have done, well, I got one June call spread too on NNOX, which stinks. You guys want to join me on this trade? I like this trade still. NNOX. We're talking about April 2024. That's almost a year from now. You're able to buy April 2024 calls, $15 calls at $5. So that makes our cost average $20 on NNOX. Stock's at 18. Why would I want to pay 20? Because for the low entry fee of $2, you get it? It's $18 now. You're paying $5 for a 2024 $15 call. They're 3 points in the money. They're only charging you $2. Well, actually, I don't know where they are now. I haven't checked. They're probably $6 right now. Let me see. Yeah, $5.50. They traded today for $5. Oh, was that us? That was one of us who bought them at $5.50. So we paid $5.50. So the cost average $20.50. So here's where this is what we call a vertical calendar or just a vertical spread. You own the stock now. You've gone out all the way to April. You got your 15s. It's basically owning the stock, but it's better than owning the stock. Because remember, if you own, let's say, you got 10 contracts for $5, it's $5,000, right? 10 contracts at $5 each, which is my cost average, which is basically where you can get them. 10 contracts, $5 each, $5,000. Stock goes to zero, right? Now here's the trick question. You ready? Stock is at $18. The stock's at $18. You own the $15 calls at $5. Stock goes to zero. How much money do you lose? Remember, the stock's at 18. Stock goes to zero. How much money do you lose? Misdirection. I'm trying to fool you. Stock's at 18, goes to zero. How much money do you lose? Come on, give me an answer. Nobody knows how to do simple math here. Some of you got it. See, that's a trick question. And when I used to teach seminars. Exactly. There you go. You only can lose what you put up. See, that's why I kept saying $18. You paid, remember the stock's at 18 bucks. See, that is why I like that. Because now, if I'm, oh my Lord, MVIS, where's my boy? MVIS! Where's Joe? For the win, dude! For the win! There's a guy that's been watching this show. I hope you're out there right now. Oh my God. He only trades this one stock for the last 20 something years. He texts me every once in a while. He says, now's the time to buy it. Dude, you freaking nailed it. Holy shit, he did it again. Dude, you are absolutely, if you're out there, I know you watch these videos, that is a sick call. And every time he calls me, he's like, it's time to buy MVIS again. I'm like, shut up. 100%. Holy cow, dude, you are the best. That guy's great. Joe, well done. Wow. All right. So anyway, the answer is yes, whatever you pay for the call. So considering I stink owning stocks, there's no doubt. I mean, I had the Qs, yeah, and I did well owning the Qs. But after that, I stink. I get summits. I get credos. I get Walter Energy. I mean, do you want to go look at my portfolio? Here's my portfolio from the last 10 years. Enron, Walter Energy, WLT. You guys remember Walter Energy? Yeah, it's a good one. Puda Coal. You guys remember Puda Coal? Coal company out of China? Fantastic. Didn't even exist, I learned. Enron, Walter Energy, Puda Coal. Remember Leapfrog? Yeah. Leapfrog. Come on. Leapfrog. Gotta love Leapfrog. I got 2 young kids. I'm spending thousands of dollars on these toys. I better buy stock in the company. Went out of business. You guys know Penson? Penson, PNSN? Yeah. Bought a clearinghouse stock. Clearinghouse. Went out of business because I own the stock. Still got it in escrow if anybody wants it. Still got my 400 shares at 20 bucks. Yeah, there's $8,000 out the window. Woo, Penson. This is my portfolio. I stink. Oh, I'm the worst. So what I do now is I factor that in. I factor in how much money am I willing to lose? I like this NNOX. I'd like to own a couple of thousand shares of it. But there's no there's no chance in hell I'm buying 2,000 shares at 18 bucks. Putting up 36 grand. Because with my luck, the stock's going to go to zero. So at least with the 15s at 5, I get to play with NNOX, who is reporting numbers on Monday morning. How shady. The stock's annoying me, just the fact that I own it. They're reporting their earnings on Monday morning. Ugh. That's going to work out well for us. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Right? But that's the point. You want to own stocks, you go out to the longest dated option and buy them in the money, because there's a point where they can't keep charging you extra for extra months. You'll start to see that the January 15 is probably like 480. You can get 5 extra months for 80 cents. You might as well go out to the Aprils. So now, why do we call it a vertical spread? Well, we got the 15s at 5. Our cost average is 20, right? Now you can go out and would anybody object? I wouldn't. Would anybody object, right, to selling some NNOX at $40? You're in at 20. What if I told you somebody wants to buy it from you in July for $40? Would you sell it to them? So would I. So I'm going out and I'm selling $40 calls for July. Where'd they go? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, it's August. Sorry, it's August. August. Apologize. I'm on the offer to try to sell $40 calls for August. I'm going to sell some by the end of the day. I think I sold some Julys. Hang on, let me check. It was the Junes. The Junes. We sold some Junes for 20 cents. We sold some Junes for 30 cents. How the hell did we get 30 cents for these? Cool. So I'm selling the near dated ones, but at their 40s. 40s. So the idea is I paid $5 for these. So now basically I have a 15-40 call spread. Now that I don't mind. If this thing's at $40, 28 days from now, you could have 500 of my shares. Because there you could sell. And again, I know it's not a lot of money, but let's say you take in your 30 cents, right? You took in 30 cents, you got 10 contracts, I sold 3. So that's $90. I could sell 10. I don't want to be completely hedged, even though it doesn't make any, it actually is still a good trade. So I've taken in 30. Let's just do for easy math. Let's say we did 10 contracts too. So you got 10 for 5,000, and now you're taking in the $300 on the 30 contracts. So here's what is good about the call spread. In this case, stock goes to 23, goes to 24. We're still in. Goes to 27. You're loving life. 28 days from now, the stock's at $26. You're kicking ass now in those April 15s. And guess what? Those 40s expired worthless. And you have now collected the 300. And now your cost average is down to 4,700. You get it? You're just taking down your cost average from the long-term play. So now, if that's what happens, great. Let's say the stock is ripping come June. Well, hopefully it's up 2 points or so on Monday. And let's say here we are now in July. Your Junes have expired. You still got the Aprils. And now the July 40s, right? Well, they don't have 40s. So now let's go back to the August, because those are the ones I actually did sell. The August 40s, if the stock's at 22, 23, the August 40s might be about $1.25. Sell those. So then as each month goes by, if the stock is stable, you keep selling those 40s, because nobody should be complaining to sell some NNOX at 40. 25, why bother? 40s were good. So I'm doing NNOX 15 April, $40 near term. That's what I'm doing. Thanks, man. I am an options principal, and I am my own boss. By the way, so far so good for my kid. He's picking it up. We had him do a Palantir trade today, made a little money. His lotto play is going to shit, so he's going to lose on his first lotto play. We bought AMAT 130 calls. We basically need a miracle, but it was only $40. We made about 120 on the Palantir. We threw $40 on AMAT. So the kid's net $80 right now. Hey, it's better than losing money, right? And if he was still sitting here, I let him go early. You see, I'm very nice to my employee. I should have made him sit here all day and suffer. I don't want to sell. I don't want to sell anything but the 40s, because it's the symmetry. It feels good. 20 to 40, 100%. I don't want to bother with the 30s. But 40s, I mean, they're going to sell us 40s right now. You can get probably 90 cents for a November 40. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So if this stock pops on Monday, oh God, please, please, one time, baby, one time. Imagine the stock opens up at $30 on Monday morning. One time, please, for the love of God. I'd like to have a trade where I don't have to think. Just open up at 30 and just sit there all day. When do I get that trade? I got to work for every damn penny I make. It's about time I get the free the easy trade. I got to work every penny. Anyway, APLD, if you guys aren't watching this stock, every freaking day this thing comes back. I told you, when the pump and dump doesn't get dumped within 3 days, there's something different. Because most pump and dumps don't even last a day. They get pumped and they get dumped. Or they make it to the next day and then they get dumped. APLD has been dumped 6 times, and every time it's come back and broke a new high. Holy crap. How you not loving this stock? I gave it to you about a week and a half ago. APLD, I told you 560. If it ever breaks 560, it goes to 750. It went past 750. This thing might be going to $10. It's legit. Until it's not. I still wouldn't own it. But it's been a great stock to trade. It had a nice reversal today. And that's the nature of the game. Stick to trades that work. Stick to stocks that are cooperating. APLD has been a beast for us. You know what else is pretty good, my friends, which you should have on your radar all the time? BFRG. BFRG for the win. The stock moves 10% every week, and then it gives it back. And then it goes back up, and then it gives it back. This thing moves. BFRG. And I still think it's a nice candidate for a major breakout. It's consolidating at this lower level, 435 to the 580. You get over that 590, you have a if this stock gets over 625 again, you're looking at an $8, $9, $10 name again. BFRG. Keep it on the radar, yeah. And do some research into the company. I met the CEO. Seems to be legit. And trades pretty nicely. By the way, anybody see the low of the day on the Qs? It's me. 335.43. It's my number. If I hadn't mentioned this earlier, if you think a dollar pullback on the Qs is a sell-off today, you don't know what a sell-off looks like. Let me know when the Qs are down 12. Let me know when the Qs are down 3.5%. They can't even get this. They can't even get the Qs to pull back more than 1% after a 28% move. Nobody's selling. Nobody's selling anything. And here's what's really disturbing about this market. Most stocks still stink. But if you've owned the Qs this whole time, you're in your own bull market. Anyway, some lotto plays for the end of the day. PLTR calls for 1 cent right now. If anybody feels like gambling, there's still a nickel. I'll pay 2 at most. So in the next 20 minutes, if I can get the 12s for like 1 cent, maybe 2, I'm interested. Other than that, I'm leaving it alone. Qs, 337s. I'm already getting beat. I bought the 339s for 40 cents. Those are done. 337s of the lotto play now. Little Chopperooski. If we could just chop another 40 minutes without breaking down, I still think we rally into the close because that's been the norm. Or we just do squadouche. I'm not gonna get aggressive on a day where there's no reason to feel aggressive right now. Market's just meandering around. Usually if you've made it to 2 o'clock going sideways, it tends to stay that way. But you never short a dull market. You never go short into the close in a bull market. Just don't go short. I wouldn't buy puts as much as the market is weakish. I would never, ever, 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 ever buy puts on the Qs. I'd rather watch it go down and sit out of it than bet against it anymore. And that's it. So, my friends, you know where to find me. If you don't know, and if you join now, you get this fancy T-shirt. Not only do you get this fancy T-shirt, but let me show you what else you're going to get. You guys know about my tattoos, right? Bull and bear and the demon and the eyeball and the whole thing. Watch this. Check this out. Well, these are the wrong ones, so I can't show you anything. I got the tattoo. I don't know if you've seen these before, but yeah. Look at these beauts. So you get a T-shirt. Wait, we have hats now, too. Hang on. Look what you get. When you join Hit the Bid, you get me, right? Me, which is worth my weight in gold. You get this fancy T-shirt with the new slogan. You get this hat, and you can be cool like the kids, leave your sticker on. And you get this beautiful coin, which is actual real currency with a bull and a bear on it. Retail value right here, $100. All included in your extravaganza package. And if you're lucky, one of you out there could be the next Fazoon, where I will graciously give you a $50,000 account of my money if you promise to only do the trades that I teach you to do. And much, much more. Get to know me. How do we do it? Volume. That's funny. That's a Billy Crystal joke. We've got this great we've got this amazing carriage made out of durable lead paint. How do we do it? Volume. That's an old Billy Crystal bit. We've got these amazing baby carriages made of durable lead paint for $4. How do we do it? Volume. I don't know if you were referring to that, but that's funny. All right. So T-shirt, hat, silver coin, VWAP, learning how to trade, all that and much, much more. All you got to do is show up. And it's free. Free for 2 weeks. Because if you can't figure out whether or not I'm full of shit in 2 weeks, then you're probably brain dead. I'll give you 2 weeks to hang out with me and my crew. Eric's there. He's worth $2,000. Wait, there's more. And if you act now, Eric's going to smoke weed with you because I'm not a weed smoker. I just pretend to smoke weed. You ain't no weed smoking, Kenny. Shit cracks me up. Every morning I wake up thinking about you. Every time I smoke weed now, I think about you. Oh, man. You ain't no weed smoker. Shit rolling around in my head for life. My wife still laughs at that story. She's like, let me talk to this guy, Eric. By the way, you want to see some tasty buds? Just got. Oh, where is it? They're trying to escape. Ooh, I found some old stuff. I had this. I love a tight bud, as everybody should. I love these tight buds. These they crumble when you break them up. You don't even need a grinder. You know it's more weak, any. All right, with the vacuums. All right, and if anybody needs to know anything really about me, Jim Lewis is my autobiographer from Jim Lewis has been with me since 2008. He has the unauthorized biography of my life. So if anybody needs to know, contact Jim Lewis. You all have a great weekend. And if I disappear from the internet, come and find me, because they have taken me away. Because I'm the Reggie Jackson of trading. You know why, right? Go watch the Reggie Jackson special. They don't like me because I'm the truth. That's what Reggie Jackson said. And that's why the internet doesn't like me, because I'm the truth. And it hurts. And by the way, if anybody wants to ridicule me, I love ridicule. If anybody want to make fun of me, make fun of me. Anybody want to make fun of my bad calls? I have the thickest skin in the world. I could take it. I could take it. All right? People who can't take a little ribbing when it's honest ribbing. If you make a shitty call and say, well, that was some shitty call, and that offends you, you're a loser. You're a loser. If I make a bad call, man, fuck, that Foot Locker 3250 call sucked. Yeah, it did. But we put it on as a lotto play. Not many people hit the lotto. Yeah, the Foot Locker sucked. The AMAT sucked. Today, none of those trades we did at the Open have worked. But we threw $40 on them. 40, 80, 120. Right? We made it on NNOX. There was plenty of trades to pay for the lotto play. That's the thing. When you trade with me, we do it the right way. Make money on the high-quality trades so you have the money to do other things. And today, all the other things didn't work. And there are days where all the other things do work, and you have a day like yesterday where it's sick. Today is a dud. We would do for a shitty Friday. But at the end of the day, we're still up money. This amount, but it's still a green day. I sure as hell would have loved to see AMAT go to 130. Palantired. I was hoping it would stay above 1250. Obviously, my Qs, 339s. My Foot Locker 3250s. But I throw $50 on these things because I know they're rare. But those $50 trades sometimes turn into 500s. Today wasn't that day. It's only one day, right? But I think there's a lot more. I can't wait to see what happens in the next 6 months. We have, the call for the end of democracy. Remember, the new date, if you haven't heard, July 27th. That's the new date, according to my email. According to my email, let me see how many emails I got. Oh, since yesterday, we're at 642 emails. What were we at yesterday? 505. So since yesterday, I got another 135 emails, and most of them are about the man who did something, and he's going to tell you how to trade now. And none of them are me. All of these guys, the man who did this, the man who did that, the man who did this, and the other ones are how Biden coin, whatever Biden coin is, Biden coin on July 27th, to be exact, we're all going to die. On July 27th, you're going to go to the bank and all your money is going to be zeroed out, and there's going to be a coin in there with Biden's face on it. or some shit like that, according to these emails. Well, look, I hope it's a silver coin. All right, guys. Be careful out there. I love you. Thanks for stopping in. I'm trying my best to help everybody. Uh, I love to mock. I feel this trading environment that I'm in is a competition. That's why I come at you. That's why I come at other people with this competition in mind. Whether or not the competition will ever take place is probably not never going to happen. But I look at this as a competitive sport, right? Right? I'm Reggie Jackson. I'm the Joe DiMaggio of trading. Come and step to me. Or let's just call me the Muhammad Ali of trading, which is really what I am. Muhammad Ali wasn't as arrogant and conceited as the act was. It was an act. I'm like the most humble schmuck there is, but I pretend to be this arrogant psycho. So people will be like, yeah, I got to check this guy out. Or better yet, I want people to say, who's this asshole? I got to see if he's legit. See, that's the bit. Because I welcome all of it. I welcome all of you. Come and see. Come and see if I'm full of shit. You'll be disappointed or whatever. Anyway, it's been great hanging out. I'll be doing this probably till my head explodes. I'll see you in cyberspace. Peace.